right, let's make sure that we can get a mic check on your phone here. Make sure that we got good audio.
Should be on live, right?
Refresh.
No, do it.
Okay. So you may want to reopen that. Make sure we're live. It's okay. It gives people a chance to come into the stream anyway. Since we're broadcasting live, give the
It says it's scheduled, so
it should be live.
it's not.
It's not. Oh, let me see something. Okay, we're gonna go over here. All right, let me check my end.
Wait, it says it's live. I just got a notification.
Yeah.
I just got a notification. There we go.
Oh, so audio's good.
Mic check.
There we go. So audio's good.
Mic check. All right, I think we're good.
All right, Michael, let's get this interview on the way here. You could turn that off if you don't mind. All right. And ladies and gentlemen, we are live. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Las Vegas, ASTI 2024. Ladies and gentlemen, I have a job to do, and it is to bring to you the industry leaders in sales, repairs, service. So tonight, ladies and gentlemen, I have the privilege and the honor to interview a good friend of mine. I've known Mr. Moore here for about 10, 11 years. In fact, he saw my whole maturation from day one to the what you see in front of you now. With that out the way, I've been hounding him, Michael. You got to talk to my subscriber base about sales. Tell us the secrets. Scratching dents, flipping, parts. Is it better to do that, or is it better to do the repair side of things? So tonight, ladies and gentlemen, stick around. You don't want to miss this episode. With the intro out of the way, ladies and gentlemen, mash the like button and welcome Mr. Michael Moore. Michael, thank you for being on my show, sir.
Texas handshake.
Okay.
There we go.
Oh, there you go. Nice handshake.
How you
Shout
doing,
out
Brandon?
to Texas. Brother Michael, please introduce yourself to my wonderful subscriber base here.
What's up, guys? I'm Michael Moore. I own Lubbock Appliance. Lubbock Appliance repair legally, but we do in-home service, in-shop service. We do sales of new, refurbs, scratch and dent, and we sell parts. So if it's
Parts?
we sell parts. And if it's appliance related, we do it. And I've known Brother B here for a long time, way back in appliantology.org days, when TikTok wasn't even a thing, when YouTube wasn't that big. And it's been a pleasure to see him grow to where he's at today, and have you guys all as their subscriber base. Proud to see it, man. You're doing a good job.
Thank you, Michael. I appreciate the kind words again. All right, so Michael, what's your background? Where you from?
Originally California, Oregon. 2010 moved to Texas.
Okay.
Go to school. Got my mechanical engineering degree. Went to work as an engineer for a while. Yeah, didn't really care for it. Didn't like the corporate world. So ended up doing appliance repair. Just opening up a business, and because I saw a need for it. There wasn't any real professional companies. I've been doing it pretty much all my life. My dad, Kelly, he owned Salem Appliance, and before that, Albany Appliance Repair, Salem Appliance Repair. And, I helped him build that second one, Salem Appliance Repair, from the ground up. The first one, I helped him build it physically, the building and all that. So I grew up in it. As soon as I could hold a flashlight in my hands, I was running service calls. And
how many total years would you say? Total. Give me a total years.
Oh, shit. I don't know. I'm 37 now, so I've probably been in the industry, like around it at least, for at least 30 years.
Wow. 30 years. Awesome. But, okay. So you begin to build this business up, right? The one in Salem, right? Yep. This is a repair business, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Tell me about that.
Well, originally, I helped him pick out the name and make the website. Um, every year I'd come back from school, winter and summer vacation, and I'd let my dad go on vacation. I'd run his business. He'd come back to it, bigger and more expanded. Didn't really care for that because he liked it easy. Didn't want to manage too much stuff, but we made a bigger business out of it. And, eventually he had some health issues. We had to shut it down. And now he works for me in Texas.
Okay.
But
Lubbock.
In Lubbock, yeah.
Lubbock, Texas.
Mm-hmm. And, when I got out of engineering, I wasn't looking to go corporate or anything else. I just wanted to do something that was my own and saw the need for appliance repair. Decided to start the business. I started it right because I had all the experience on how not to do it right. I had been on appliantology.org for years at that point, helping to establish and grow my dad's business. So before I even stepped in a customer's house, I had my insurance. Before I even advertised, I had my insurance. Business insurance, auto insurance, everything. Traded in my car for a van.
Let me turn the AC off. I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
for 1
you're
second.
good.
But go ahead. Keep telling your story.
Traded in my 2014 Nissan Altima for NV200, which was a great choice. I've had like zero issues with my fleet on NV200s. Some minor issues with the door locks and whatnot, but nothing major. And that's been a blessing.
Michael, you're talking about Nissan NV200s. Those just came around in 2014. I want to know about when you started working in the repairs, when you would go in the customer's home. Where did you get your technical? I know you said appliantology, and let's do that website a better service by telling our audience, if you need manuals, diagrams, and there's a great peer-to-peer community over there. Going over to Scott the Samurai's website, which is www.appliantology.org. But do you have any other? Did you go to like a technical school? I know you said you grew up around pops, and from the age you started walking. But like, what was your technical training?
Okay, so my first real job out of high school was doing HVAC.
Mm-hmm.
Just learned that on the fly. My dad was actually doing that as well, so I was his trainee, his helper. Got pretty good at that, and that's when I moved back up to Oregon with my dad and started running his business, going to community college down there. All my education is engineering based, so very technical. I understand a lot of the theory and whatnot, but all the hands-on stuff, it's just been throughout my whole life. Taking stuff apart, putting it back together, even washing down refrigerators, loading them up on a flatbed truck, helping with deliveries when I was a teen, stuff like that, and just been around it all my life. And when I got out of the corporate, decided to do something that was either HVAC or appliance repair or something with engineering, but I couldn't do something with engineering without a professional engineering license, which takes, it's like a doctor. You got to do it for 4 or 5 years. And didn't want to do that. So I knew how to do appliance repair, saw the opportunity in Lubbock to do it, did all the business stuff, made the website, bought the domain, got it done, got my insurance. Then I started advertising. And, it starts off slow. You don't have a huge volume right away. So, there were some struggles as far as, do I want to keep on doing this and spend the time and grow my business, or do I want to go work for a manufacturer, something like that? As I did consider it. Actually, Whirlpool flew me out to interview in Benton Harbor, Michigan, and met with some of the head guys up there. That was a fun experience, but they ended up going with an internal candidate, which was a blessing because that just put me head first back into growing my own business. And about a year later, I was looking for a new warehouse spot and came across something that was on a main road, and rent was cheap, had a storefront, had a back shop area, and I was like, well, this would be great to bring customers appliances, like for big jobs, bearing jobs, stuff like that, fix them, and if I had extra time, do refurbish, you know, do some used appliances and have my CSR. That was the first thing I did. Get a CSR. That's a good tip right there. You don't want to be answering phone calls while you're underneath a washing machine. It's crazy. It's rude to the customer and is rude to yourself for your time and your energy. I'm kind of going off topic.
It's okay. How long was the transition from you went and decided to start this business? How long before you went from the phase of single operator answering your own calls to okay, I'm getting a CSR? How long was that transition?
I had my first tech and my CSR within 6 months.
Within 6 months. What made you decide to say, let me word this question correctly. Michael, I had techs in the past, and man, I know the stress that comes with, because rain, sleet, hail, or snow, come Friday or every other Friday, you gotta pay 2, 3, 4 of them.
Mm-hmm.
So that bank account better be looking good. Sales better be doing good. If not, Michael, you're playing with the lives of people. And that pressure it left an impression on me. So like now, I have all these warranty companies, manufacturers, and my volume is now finally picking up. And I am considering a CSM to answer calls for me first and then get a tech. But what would you say is a good number of volume and calls when you say, okay, enough is enough, I need to get a guy? Because you said 6 months, but tell me why at the 6 months point, like what was the indication? Like, okay, it's time for me to grow. I'm not scared. I know that the business will thrive no matter what. I'm gonna bring people on board.
Well, I had growth and an end goal in mind when I first started. I didn't want to be a one-man operation. I've seen what that looks like. I've gone to ASDIs before I even started my own business. I've been in the industry on, appliantology.org. I've been on Voxer, YouTube, a couple other places where we just talking, and I've seen one-man operations, and I've seen the big companies, and I wanted to be one of the big companies running all the service in Lubbock. I've kind of backed away from that. I don't want to do everything, and it's
I was
stress.
gonna say, Michael, heavy is the crown for the king who wears it. I like to go on record, Michael, and give my spin on that statement.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be careful what you ask for to my audience, because you very well might be that guy, and that volume, that stress, that pressure can really be overwhelming.
It is.
Am I correct in that?
You are. But and one of the reasons I didn't want to be a one-man operation, and nothing against one-man operations, you can have a great operation as a one-man operation. especially if you have a CSR or your wife or son or somebody doing back office work. But you're pretty much getting yourself into a job. It's not necessarily a business if it's just one person doing all the work. Because what happens if you hit your head, break your back, anything like that, break your leg? I had leg surgery in 2020. I had 5 leg surgeries in 2020. If it was just me, I'd just be living off of what I had, which wasn't much. Yeah. Luckily, I had employees, and they were able to, pull my slack from not being able to walk for a year, and I was still able to manage the business, you know, from home, my phone. Luckily, technology's come a long way, and you could do a lot from your phone. But if it was just me, I probably wouldn't have survived it.
You know, Michael, I want to let you know something, man. It's what you said about like if something happens to you, the business stops. You know, I tried doing something, man, but I'm not having any success with it. And they was trying to sell or give my overflow leads to like my local competitors and like shoot me a finder's fee. But I don't find that they could turn the jobs, or I find that, things go left, and I'm like, man, see, I'm giving away these calls. I'm trying to make a profit on them. But unless I'm the one running them, it's not gonna happen.
Even if you're good friends with some of your competition in the area, you know, and it's you just never know what could happen.
Yeah. Workman's comp. Do you have workman's comp?
The business has workman's comp. It does not cover the owner usually.
Also, if the owner gets hurt, then this doesn't.
As far as I'm aware, I've never really tried to use it, so I'm not actually 100% sure on that. But I've got health insurance, so don't gotta really worry about that too much. I do have several subsidiary insurances like Aflac and some short-term, long-term disability. Um, I didn't have it when I messed up my leg. Wish I would have. That would have paid out pretty good actually, but I got it now, and I do recommend if you are a one-man operation to have something to bring in something if you get hurt.
Okay, that's a great point, man. That's a great point. I want to go back to what you said about now let's transition and let's segue now into the sales. You said something earlier. You said I found the spot on this particular place, and the rent was affordable. I decided, let me rent this place, and I'll take the machines out of the customer's home, and I'll do like the big repairs in my shop. Then I'll take it back to the customer. But then the light bulb went off, and you said, but man, I have all of this space. I'm gonna put appliances in, and I'm gonna begin to sell. And now I'm gonna have a repair business, and I'm also gonna have a sales business.
Yep.
I remember those pictures 8, 9 years ago. I remember you put in the wood floor. I remember it looked like a real shit show. Part of my language, but it
Mm-hmm.
was. But you cleaned it up.
It was a lot of work.
Put a lot of banners all in it. Nice white lights. Look good. Paint job on the walls. And now you are an appliance sales business owner.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about that, the services that you offer, and tell me about your operation.
Okay. So I opened up the retail location about a year after I opened up the service company. And it was really just because my lease was going up on the warehouse that I had. It was out of town, kind of a pain in the butt to get to, and no heat, no air conditioning. very little power. Just needed somewhere in town where I could work on stuff. And I just happened to come across somebody. It was a thrift store before I got to it, and they were just having a going out of business sale. And I asked the business owner for the landlord's information, gave it to me, and called them up. They offered me the space for a really good deal. Got it, and I was just planning on it being a refurb. You know, the CSR in the office. You know, somebody comes in, she could go help the customer pick something out, write them up. They can come get it, and we never got to that point.
Michael, I have a school. I have a huge 1,100 square foot training facility. I'm not in there all the time. Monday through Friday, that thing's abandoned. I only go in there when I do my classes. I spoke to my business partner and I was like, we really should look into, while we're not giving classes, turning this into a sales, you know? But then when I sat down and I actually mapped out the logistics, you're gonna need a travel vehicle, preferably with the lift. If not, then you gotta use a lot of.
Yep.
But we'll do that. That CSR is gonna want money. That means now, unless you have like a set of capital to begin this venture, now you gotta pull from your appliance repair business.
Well,
and dump into that.
My original plan was just to do refurbished.
Refurbished appliances.
Yes.
Sales.
And there's high margin in that. You get this stuff pretty much for free.
How much are you selling? Tell me the price of a decent side by side that you sell for, used.
Nowadays,
what you getting in your market?
Minimum 700, 700.
How fast your product is moving?
Usually, it sits on the floor less than 5 days before it sells.
Okay. Damn. Wow. You got me intrigued. Okay. How much in a week volume of appliances do you think you sell in a week? How many appliances you sell?
Altogether,
New
washer.
Because you have other segments. New?
Yeah.
You have new?
Yeah, I have new, I have refurbished, and I have scratch and dent.
What of the three, which sells the most?
When I have it, scratch and dent.
Scratch and dent sells the most?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it's cheaper.
And what's the next one that sells second place most?
New.
New sells good. Then what the hell is define refurbished?
So, refurbished is just used that you refurbish by putting on parts that are common wear and tear parts.
But scratch and dent are new, but just got damaged during delivery. So technically they're new, just scratched.
They're brand new.
I had a brain fart. I knew that answer. I had a brain fart.
So on the refurbs, we warranty it for a year, parts and labor, and we command a pretty high price on it. We don't sell the most volume on used or refurbished because it's a bottleneck issue, right? I've only got 2 guys in the shop working on this stuff, and they're not seasoned techs, they're newer. The one seasoned tech I had back there I put on the road because we were getting behind on service.
Yeah.
But anyways, there's always been a bottleneck. It's hard to get stuff out consistently and as fast as I'm selling it. So if I was able to have a constant supply of stuff I trusted to go out into a customer's home that was refurbished, I'd be selling that the most.
Michael, how do I get new appliances, Michael? I can find the refurbished left and right. I got a guy that he just picks up haulaways and you walk in his trailer and his shed and he got appliances everywhere, hundreds of them. I get them for like $50, $60, $80. And but new, I don't know how to get new. How do you get new?
So new, you can go multiple ways, right?
Yeah.
You can hook up with a distributor.
Well, you just call them and say, hey, I want to sell your product.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, yeah.
Most of them, yeah. Most of them, you can do COD accounts where you pay them up front and then they'll ship it to you. or you can find one hopefully that's local enough. You can go pick up one piece at a time, which is what I had. So in Lubbock, I've got a place called Nunn Company or Nunco, and I found them kind of by chance, but I was able to buy one piece at a time. So I didn't have to buy a whole truckload or anything like that. So somebody came in, saw a display, picked it out. If they had it in stock, I'd go get it, go deliver it to them. So it worked out pretty well. Scratch and dent is quite a bit harder to find, or at least to find a good supplier. You can go on Facebook. There's a couple Facebook pages or groups that are dedicated to wholesale scratch and dent, stuff like that. You can get on some email list. Most of them, you're going to have to pay for that whole truck $20,000 to $30,000. Sometimes you can get a $15,000 truckload.
How much product is in that truck?
Oh, that truck's full.
Can you be more specific with full? Are we looking 10 units, 20 units, 30?
Last load I got was, I think, 54 pieces.
Damn.
And that was...
And getting that off at like 500, 600, 700, you kind of get your money. You'll pay that 15.
Yep. So right now I'm paying 40% of margin. 40% of MSRP, which is pretty high. But the quality of the product I'm getting is much higher than when I was paying somebody 23% margin. That stuff I was having come back, having issues with it, water lines leaking, stuff like that. So we'd have to test every single one. I'd rather not have the bottleneck and pay a higher price to have something that's ready to go. So
let me read some comments, okay? We got some people that saying what's up to us.
What's up, guys?
We got Untamed tapping in. Untamed, what's good, my guy? Arzu Enzus, what's good, brother? Saul Flores, as he's from Marcone. He's saying good evening. He's saying we had a great manager in Lubbock, Texas, named Bruce. I got to
Bruce.
Oh, you know Bruce?
I love Bruce.
What a small community this is.
He's passed.
Oh, he passed away?
He passed.
Damn, that's sad.
He had Bruce. ALS.
Oh, what? What's ALS?
Lou Gehrig's.
Oh, man. Sorry to hear that, man.
He was a great guy.
I'm so sorry to hear that. R.I.P. to Mr. Bruce. Saul says, I got to train him when we took over that location. So you guys got a Marcone in a Lubbock?
Yep. I've got a Marcone and a Reliable.
And a Reliable.
Yep.
Okay. Shout out to Reliable. Levi McDaniel says, what's up, fellas? Okay.
What's up, Levi?
What's up, Levi? Shout out to everybody tapping in. Shout out to everybody tuning in. All right, Michael, let's move on now. So we're talking about this payload coming in, right? We're talking about these scratch and dents coming in. We're talking about these refurbishes coming in. How many appliances can you fit in your store, you would say?
Oh, God.
Aesthetically pleasing. Because I walk into some, Michael, real hellholes.
Yeah.
You can't even navigate through it. There's like disassembled units. Maybe that one's working, that one ain't. How's yours look? Is it nice and pretty and all that?
So the space is underutilized, and I'm just talking about the main showroom.
Ooh,
right?
The showroom.
So I could fit probably 200 pieces on that floor comfortably.
How much? I didn't hear. 200?
200 probably.
Wow, amazing.
Right now I've probably got 75 right now. So it looks kind of empty. But there's reason for it, Just waiting on the next scratch and dent load to come in.
Right.
So got to make room for that.
Do a lot of your customers, because another logistic that I was mapping out in my head as I thought about taking on this endeavor was the deliveries. A lot of my customers, I was thinking, may or may not have a method to take the appliance to their home. And then once they're in the home, then there's the installation facet, which that's a whole nother nightmare in itself. Steps, you got to go up the elevator, talk to the security, you name it, take a door off, take the old one out. Like, do you do that as well?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
And it can be a pain in the ass.
How much do you charge for delivery?
So if we're just dropping off, in the box, in the customer's driveway or porch, something easily accessible.
Yeah.
It's $35 in town.
Do you make money off of that though?
We make money on the product. The guys, I'm already paying the guys anyway. I'm already paying
But
for the truck insurance.
I'm making money off, and then again, I'm just picking at your brain, but
Yeah.
I don't know if I quite
But
could comprehend this. If
all
I'm
that
gonna
is-
sell you this appliance for $500 and you buy the appliance, that's it. I got my money's worth.
Mhm.
But now I'm gonna add on a service for $35. You don't think you underselling yourself?
is literally just dropping it off in the box.
And
Now
I
for
think Lowe's and them charge like in my area like 90 just for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. I may be wrong, but I for certainly was not dropping off anything
we
for 35.
very rarely just do a drop off.
The gas is more than 35.
Yeah. We've got pretty economic fuel mileage on our truck.
What kind of truck do you use now?
We've got two. I've got a 2014 International Durastar 26-foot box truck. That one's not as efficient because it's got some issues, but the other one is a old beat up 2006, I believe, Chevy Express 3500. So it's basically a van that the body was, from the factory. They put a box on it, and it's small, compact compared to a delivery truck.
Yeah, but that's a V8, right?
Yeah.
Diesel?
No.
Gas?
It's gas. So it's not super efficient, but it's I'm in Texas. Gas is cheap.
Oh, really? How much gas is in Texas?
When I left, regular gas was, I think you can get it from $2.36.
Oh, hell no! In Florida right now, Miami, it's like $3.40.
Yeah.
For a gallon. The cheap one, the 87. All right, so are you seeing success though at that price range?
Well, we rarely ever do just a drop off. Most people want the full install, haul away, everything.
Talk about that, please. That was my next question.
So for $100, we'll deliver, install, haul away.
Oh, hell
include
no,
the hookups.
Michael. Hell no.
For a washer, dryer, any freestanding appliance.
$100?
$100.
Nah.
And I'm thinking about raising it.
You have to. I'm 180.
Used to be 75.
185.
But-
Michael.
Oh, let me talk.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. It's just, how did you say 100, Michael?
It's hard to sell an appliance when you can't install it. All right, so I got to offer it. It's
If
either
they
offer it.
don't- okay,
I'm going to charge more eventually. But, if they're buying a dryer, in addition to that,
Yeah.
it's also another $100. I do discount that $50. So it's really $150 to install a set. But then you got your double wall ovens. I'm charging $275.
That's there we go.
Because
you got to use the dolly, all that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Dishwashers, I'm at $175.
There we go. Where the hell this 100 came from?
The freestanding stuff is stupid easy.
Nah, Michael, screw that, bro. I done seen my customers, bro, like with a magnifying glass, looking at the stainless steel, like, oh, there's a little scratch there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to know. Like, what? Those doors gotta come off, Michael. That water line is, Lord knows, this shore, the receptor. Man, this is nightmare. The floors all, and then they'll have a messed up floor, and then get upset that you made a little bit more. And like, Michael,
we've been there. We've had
for
insurance
100.
claims.
Is you had insurance claims?
Oh yeah.
Oof.
But most of the time, we try to take care of it ourselves and not put it through insurance.
What's the most expensive hit you ever took?
Without going to insurance?
Yeah, out of pocket.
Replacing an appliance.
That's not shabby.
Most of the time, you can repair the floor. And if you have to replace the floor, you're going to go through insurance. So.
Okay. So you got a la carte services. You do the install. Now the haul away.
I'm going to go back and up my rates now.
You better. There's some opportunities with the junk appliances that you're hauling away.
Yep.
Do you look at junking it? Do you scrap it? Do you polish it back up, put it for sale? What do we do there?
All of the above. So usually it goes into a holding area. If it's nasty
and full of roaches,
if it's got any bugs, if it's like It's a death fridge. It smells like death. That's going straight into my recycling bin. I've got a recycling bin from my local metal scrapper, very large metal scrapper, and called them up, said, "Hey, do you have a scrap bin?" They said, "Yeah, we got one left. I can drop it off for you, pick it up whenever it gets full, and we'll pay you for it." So I get, was it like 150 a ton on scrap? We just call them up, they come pick it up.
150 a ton?
Yeah.
How much appliances it would take to get to 150? Forgive my ignorance.
Usually one bin is around a ton and a half. So that's about maybe 10 refrigerators fills up the bin.
I'd strip the F out of those refrigerators for their boards,
Mm-hmm.
their inverters, their hell. If it's worth value and not what, I'm taking it out the fridge
Yep.
before I crap it.
I've got an eBay store too.
Oh, Michael Moore. Okay, before we get into parts, because I know you sell parts,
Mm-hmm.
but let man, I'm very fascinated with your operation, with the sales, because it's something that I'm looking at exploring. And here on the channel, Michael, I like to add diversity. I always speak about my business partner. He's great at putting up technical info. I'll get up here and talk business, industry information, but we don't talk enough about the sales of appliances. So apologies that I'm just asking question after question, but I'm very fascinated with the subject matter, and thank you for giving me clarity on certain questions that I have. Okay, with that out the way, Michael, uh, these products that you have in your showroom, we have to move them. We have to sell them. What marketing tactics do you use to let the public know, hey, we're here? How do you push your product?
I'd always used Google AdWords to advertise the repair side of the business until I got busy enough to where I don't need to advertise repair at all. Didn't have much competition for that on the AdWords. When it comes to sales, it's a lot harder. You have a lot more competition. Well, depending on your area, we have Best Buy, Lowe's, two Home Depots. When I first started in sales, I had also the Sears and J.C. Penney was also selling appliances at one point.
Renaissance,
Center, you got all the small stores like that, Aaron's.
yeah.
So some of the first advertising I would do was just, I tried doing online advertising, AdWords and stuff. I didn't really work out too well with that at first.
It's expensive, Michael.
It is. But I found a couple good reps for some of the TV stations, and we started doing TV commercials.
TV commercials.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow! Talk about it.
So we've been in 2 Super Bowls.
Whoa! Look at you, you big shot celebrity.
Locally.
Hey,
Yeah.
but you still aired during the Super Bowl, and that's to be commendable.
Now, most stations, at least in my experience, if you sign up for a plan with them for a year, they'll give you a certain number of commercials production for free, and they'll help you make the commercials. They'll run with your ideas, and you approve it, and then you have a set schedule where they'll air it, and it's pretty easy. You just tell them what you want, and you pay them. So it's not extremely cheap, but it's not horrible, at least in my market. And you get into some bigger markets like Miami or LA, it can get pretty expensive.
Michael, this is my strategy on because again, I've given this subject matter a lot of intense thought. But Michael, what? And excuse my passion, man. It's just that I can't understand. Why would you pay that when, and respectfully, when you got Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, OfferUp,
Yeah.
Instagram. I'd even do YouTube. I was thinking about that. I'm about 90% about to pull the green light on that. It's just that, Michael, I got my school to run.
Yeah, you're busy.
I'm a YouTuber. I'm also a sale. I'm also doing the repair. Where the hell am I gonna fit that into my schedule? But be clear, I know the money that I'm leaving on the table, man. And I was thinking about marketing my product and how to get it out. And you know, an idea that I had was create a YouTube channel, a different one, separate from this that we're on, but showcasing my appliances for sale, opening up the door like, wow, check this out, it got 4 ice maker, oh look, twin cooling, check out this touchpad, and hyping the unit up, and then putting the price.
Yeah.
Why have you explored free?
So we do Facebook.
Yeah.
We do all that stuff. When Craigslist was still a lot more popular,
Yeah.
we'd use Craigslist. We'd Facebook Marketplace. We got stuff on there. But we just wanted to get into a bigger audience, and TV was the way to do that at the time, and still is. A lot of people are still watching TV, and if you make it interesting and funny, we buried a refrigerator for the Super Bowl commercial.
Damn, that's
You
nice.
know, like not just put it in a hole and
Throw dirt on it.
Yeah. We had a grieving widow.
Oh, word.
It was a
A
funeral. It was an
pallbearer and
actual
everything.
funeral,
Word.
and the husband's not right there with her.
Mm-hmm.
So you think she's grieving over the husband at first, but then you hear truck backing up. The husband's in the back of the bed pushing this old refrigerator into the pit, and it's a little over the top. And then they show up at the store and they pick out their new refrigerator. So it was a pretty cool commercial. I loved it. Got a few complaints on it, saying it was insensitive.
Oh God!
But
If
you're
they
gonna
don't
get
mess
that
me
with
oh gee, God, weirdos. Listen, Michael, man, I don't know though, man. I value and trust your opinion as the authority here because you've been in business so long. But I think I'm gonna do mine's a little. I won't pay but a dime of advertisement, not a cent. With the power of Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, OfferUp, and all these other social media platforms, man, Michael. But the thing about that I noticed, because I've been doing my homework on how they advertise, you got to do it constantly,
Yep.
like 3 a day. So if you got like 15 products, you got to do 15 posts 3 times a day. And the reason is so that when people go on and they put refrigerator for sale, yours is at the top of them, of the post. You understand? And that's because my market is super saturated. I mean, over ridiculously saturated.
Yeah.
So I've been looking at these little market employees, but I don't know, Michael. I'm just listening to your story, right? And you say you're running a service business, and me running a service business, I know how much my service business can allot to another venture. I'm just trying to imagine how much all of this ran you, and you were taken from your appliance business.
So here's my advice. If you're gonna do it, if you're gonna do appliance repair, not appliance repair,
Sales.
appliance sales, you either stay real small or you go all out.
Really?
Get a big loan if you can, get the staff, do the marketing, and you got to have a constant stream of customers coming in. Or you could have a big space, 1 or 2 staff, do only scratch and dent, stuff like that. New appliances don't have much margin at all.
Really?
Yeah, especially if you're trying to compete with Home Depot, Lowe's. We tried that for a while. We almost went out of business.
Screw that.
Yeah. So we tried to compete with Home Depot, Lowe's, Best Buy. We were pricing this stuff at the lowest of the 3. And right after we did that, GE and Frigidaire had like 3 months of sales in a row. So, yeah, at that pricing, you're only making like anywhere from 5 to 9, maybe 11% margin. You're lucky to get 30% on a good day.
I,
Most businesses that sell product, they're pricing stuff at 50% margin or higher.
man, I've been thinking about too the benefits of running a sales business because man, I can't tell you, Michael, the amount of times I walk in the house and I charge 89 for the service fee, whatever, 75, 120, whatever service fee I charge, right?
It's not worth repairing.
And then you get there and it's this crappy falling apart unit. It got 100 problems. The house smells like cat piss. You're like, oh man, what the hell is this nightmare that I'm involved with? It gotta feel good to look at the customer and say, ma'am or sir, it probably doesn't behoove you to put money into this. Let me show you my product.
Yep.
And you have a nice,
And that's exactly how I got myself into that business.
I was thinking about that, bro, because I know I have a lot of opportunities in that.
Yep. But I kind of went overboard. I went midway. I've bootstrapped.
You didn't go all the way in, but you didn't keep it small.
Yeah.
You went middle.
I bootstrapped this. I didn't have any loans or nothing.
Mm.
So,
okay,
it grew fast, but at the same time, it grew slow for what I was trying to do because I didn't have the capital. But, sometimes I wish I would have stayed small, just had, some refurb and maybe some scratch and dent.
That's me.
Had by appointment only.
Yeah.
That might be a really good way to go for a lot of people, especially if they just have an inexpensive warehouse.
Yeah.
They don't need anything fancy.
No.
You just have an inexpensive warehouse. They have a business called mattress by appointment.
Mm-hmm.
You could do the same thing with appliances.
I don't know what mattress by appointment is. Forgive me.
It's a minimum overhead business where you have cheap rental spot. You keep the mattresses. You have to make a phone call or go online to make an appointment. And then you only go to meet the customer with that appointment. You don't have to be there all day. You don't have to staff it all day.
Nah, I was thinking about with my operation, what I'll do is like my school, while it's not occupied, I have my equipment in there, my appliances, clean them up, put the stainless steel, clean the insides, make them look good. Like you said, I was thinking prices wise. In my area, I probably could get off side by sides for like 6. I probably could do a French door bottom mount for like 8 or 9. A little top mount. I don't even know if I would entertain that honestly, but 3 or 4.
Yep.
But what happens when it's the compressor? Then it's not worth it.
Well, here's what.
Please, you're the professional
Here's
here,
an
not
here's
me.
here's
You
an
are.
idea.
Yes, sir.
You got your training academy.
Yeah.
Are you supervising all of the training going on? Are you there?
Yeah, of course I'm there.
So bring in the appliances for them to work on.
Yeah.
They're your labor.
Nah, I tried that, but man, these guys, man, seal system, man, I burn up the wall. Imagine they're learning this subject matter for the first time. Dude, man, I've seen so many. But mind you, who's perfect here?
Yeah.
He without sin throw the first stone. Who did a seal system job A1 on their first attempt?
I burned a couple liners.
Of course, we all do. So I don't feel comfortable pushing that product back out, and with confidence, if you will. Michael, this was how I was thinking about running my operation. It's by appointment only. I run service calls, and I'll probably end my day around 6, 7, 7:38 on a late day. That's probably too late for a customer to meet me at my facility, so I'd have to be maybe mornings, by appointment in the mornings, because I normally start around 10, my running calls, because the traffic in the morning is nightmare. Probably be at the shop at my school around 9, 9:30, 10. They got an hour to come pick up everything, and then I shut it down. You want to see me? You see me tomorrow at the same time.
Yep.
What do you think about that strategy?
That's a good idea. Since you already have the building.
Yeah, we have the building already.
So it doesn't really cost you anything to do that. And what you could do instead of, you could do it 2 ways. you can just have pictures. You're already taking pictures and posting it online.
Yeah.
Um, the customers where you're going to their house and it's not worth repairing, or it's too old, or they just want to replace it. You show them what you got.
Exactly.
They don't even have to come in and look at it in person unless they want to.
The thing is, though, they love them a delivery. Ooh, they love them a delivery. And then here it is. Like, I'm trying to get like a set amount for the appliance. But then when you tack on that delivery price that I suggested earlier, you cutting into your profit, because you may price yourself out of the job for that. They just get a new one, you know?
Well, they can rent a $49 U-Haul truck, pickup
Exactly.
truck, come pick it up.
Exactly. Or call their cousin Billy with their Ford F-150 and meet me down there. I'm really not trying to get into the deliveries, to be honest, man. I have no desire.
I started deliveries with just a 6-foot trailer.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to get into the deliveries. All right, Michael, let's now get into parts. Okay. And thank you for answering all of my questions. So parts, what about your business parts? What how does this tie into the whole thing?
Well, I already had a parts department to keep inventory and do special orders for the technicians. So I just added one more and we opened up to the public. We already have the store, and we're buying it at wholesale from Marcone Reliable, at least our stock, and people come in. There's only 2 parts houses in town besides, well, I wouldn't even call us a parts house, but there's 2 people, there's 2 vendors in town.
So you promote that you have parts for sale, right?
Little bit, not really.
A
It's
small,
in our commercials,
yeah, small. These are for like the do-it-yourself mom and dad that wants to do the lid switch, motor cup, right?
Yep.
Stuff like that.
Yep.
Not the hardcore like user interface board on a microwave.
Oh, yeah.
You got that too?
Yeah, we get that. We get all.
But you get all of it through Marcone Reliable, right?
Yeah. So honestly,
yeah,
if we don't stock it, like we stock pretty heavily on our fast movers. Probably 150 SKUs, different part numbers, and we sell through that stuff pretty good. But if it's it's 2024, a lot of parts are not common to a bunch of stuff anymore. It's not like
before
1 out of every 5 things is a coupler or agitator dogs
they
anymore.
killed the game. I hate that.
So over half the customers that come in are gonna ask for something that we don't stock.
Yeah.
But maybe Marcone does or Reliable does here in town. I sell it to them for the same price they would sell it to them for. We buy it at our wholesale, and we send them off with a ticket. We mark the PO on that ticket as customer pickup, and we just got the relationship with the parts vendors in town, and they'll go get the part for the customer, have it ready for them when they pick it up, when they get there to pick it up.
That's how I do them. They'll call me like, "Hi, do you sell parts?" And I'll be like, "Absolutely, I do." "Oh, do you have this and this?" I'll be like, "Sure, certainly." I'll tell them, what part do you need? What's the model number? I'll look it up. I'll go on Marcone, Reliable, Fox, and Compass, all these guys, and whoever's like the closest one to them, right? And I'll see like how much the part costs. Like, say it costs me, I don't know, $60, but the retail online is like 90 or whatever. I'll tell them like, look, it's gonna be $95 for the part. "Oh, okay, I'll pick it up then." "All right, I'm gonna send you the address of the warehouse of where to go pick it up, but you have to pay for it first online over the phone." And then they'll give me their credit card. I'll process the payment on my thing, and then I'll hang up with them, right? And then I'll turn around, call the supply house, and be like, I'll speak to the front desk people though, like the cashiers, right? Because I have relations with them. I'll be like, "Hey, look, I got a customer that they coming down to pick something up for me. You heard? Just give them that. Don't give them the invoice. Give them the invoice like the regular one that don't show my price and all that."
It's called blind ship.
That's the one. Yeah, forgive my ignorance. Oh, they already know with me. They already know my get down, and that's a good little upsell strategy.
Before COVID, we weren't selling parts.
So you weren't selling parts?
No, we weren't. I mean, the technicians were selling parts for their jobs, of course, but we weren't selling parts. We didn't have a parts department. We had a parts team that would take care of the technicians and their parts, but we opened up the parts department with the new building in COVID because the other parts houses had shut down. We were the only ones in town who would sell parts.
The thing about parts, bro, I'm gonna keep it real, bro. And tell me your thoughts on this. The thing about parts is like Marcone ain't gonna like me for what I'm gonna say. And Compass ain't gonna like me for what I'm gonna say. A lot of people that I'm cool with ain't gonna like me what I gotta say. But if I can get to Whirlpool directly, the boss of the bosses, and be like, look, man, why the hell I gotta buy through these guys? What's up with me buying from you directly? But man, it's like they got a lock on it. So by them having a lock on it, you forced to go through them. But the margin of profit ain't really, you ain't gonna get rich unless, I go back to your earlier point, you gotta be like all the way in with them. Like you gotta have a huge store and a gang of parts, and even that, I don't know if it's worth all of it. I don't know if there's
these
money
manufacturers are buying pallets of parts at a time. You know, you got, back in the day, you'd order a pallet of couplers. Not anymore.
Yeah.
But they order a crap ton of parts. And from what I learned the other day, a lot of them, they're not even packaged in a box. They just ship them bubble wrapped all together. They send the boxes flat, and then they make the parts vendors pack them up.
Are you seeing good profit return on part sales?
Yeah, and you have to watch that, because if you're just using the manufacturer's list price, not the manufacturer's list price, the parts vendor's list price, that can bite you in the ass. Because, agitator dogs, list price is what, $2, $3, $4, cost us $1. It's not worth it.
Why would you even sell that?
No, it's not bad when you actually have it in stock.
Yeah.
But you're still handling it. You have multiple touch points. That costs you labor. That costs you storage. Costs you lighting, electric, insurance, inventory tax, everything. So you got to price accordingly. I've decided to not sell anything less than 50.
Exactly.
For less than $15. So those
Yeah.
agitator dogs, we sell them for $15. We're making a huge margin on that. Not a lot of money, but it's a huge margin. So it actually makes it worth the ticket, doing the work. But you could sell a control board, push a couple buttons. You don't even have it in stock. You send them down the street, or you order it from Dallas, and you're making $100 for a couple minutes of work.
Yeah, I like those though. You see, that's the difference. No. How much? Yeah, but I don't get a lot of volume though. Instead, I don't advertise myself as a part. How much volume of your parts sales are servicers, as opposed to like do-it-yourselfers, local mom and dad, soccer mom?
Very rarely do we get servicers in to buy parts from us, because why would they? They can go make their own account at Marcone.
Shit, I got a genius idea. It's just that I don't have the time for this. But bro, you know what I was thinking about doing? That same warehouse. I was talking to one or two of my parts reps, and I was like, look, I think that there's a big market for after hours parts sales. These companies close at 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock. Bro, at 4 o'clock, I'm like at my third job. I still got 2 more to go. What do you mean 4 o'clock? I was thinking if there was a place afterwards that like a 5 to 10 p.m. Oh man, the money that would roll down. And I was thinking about doing that. Again, these are all thoughts that I have. I don't have enough time in my plate. It's only one brother B. If I had about 10 of me, oh God, I'll ruin the world. But
do it on the weekends when you're doing your academy.
It's hard, my God. Then I got my daughter. But let's listen. I want to stay on parts though. You also said that you had an eBay store.
Mm-hmm.
So you sell online too?
Yeah. Not necessarily new parts.
Yeah, the stuff that you extrapolate from the stuff you throw in the throwaway, right?
We also have parts that we couldn't return installed, but didn't fix the problem. Can't return that stuff. So we put that stuff on eBay if we don't think we're going to use it in the next few months. I bought several people's old inventory of new parts. So we're still going through a lot. We have a lot of that stuff listed, all new parts that just is old stuff. NLA parts no longer available. That stuff makes good money on eBay.
Of course, because it's that or replace the refrigerator.
Yep.
Man, I got these boards, man. You know those little KitchenAid boards that come in that silver disc that the capacitors always go bad on them?
Yep.
Those are for built-ins. Man, I sell those online for like $800. I got one or two online now for sale. And it's okay if I don't sell it. I'm not looking right now. That's just like a lure.
Yep.
And one day, and man, I got me one. And I always keep those boards.
And speaking of that,
yeah,
I fix boards also.
I fix boards as well. But please elaborate on your board repair process.
So
I'm gonna grab something.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
So I can easily fix a board that just needs a new capacitor or a new relay.
A resistor.
I don't stock resistors. I really haven't done that yet. And it'd be easy to do, but resistors don't usually go bad. It's more so relays, bad solder joints. Bad solder joints are stupid easy. You can do that at the customer. You can do all this at a customer's house. You have to buy. You can go on Amazon, buy a $30 soldering kit, and you can buy maybe $100 worth of relays and some $5-10 bag of capacitors that have all different sizes. It's really easy once you know how to do it. And there's a couple Facebook groups that can help you out with that.
I've seen that on Facebook.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Mike Carlson
YouTube
is a big
channels.
guy.
Yeah, shout out to Mike.
Yep, he's a friend of mine.
I've known Mike for a while from Asti and Voxer, and that's what really got me interested in doing it and saving the appliance. No longer available boards. You got the F1.
For that dryer, that Whirlpool.
Duet.
Yeah, I love that one with the little white case.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
easy enough to just solder it back, but if you have the relay, you can replace the relay
and
too.
Those Electroluxes, those dryers, that the relay on the solder cracks, so you just have to fill the solder and you're out the door.
Frigidaire is, back in the day, and still you got some older machines that you still see bad solder joints, cold solder joints, and for some reason, I don't know if it was the manufacturer they were using for their boards, but they seem to have more cold solder joints than any other brand. And all you have to do is reflow the solder.
I love it.
They're not burn up or anything. No. They're just cold solder joints.
Yep.
And double wall ovens, single wall ovens, those boards are real simple.
Yeah.
And stupid easy to do. So, and you can charge for that.
Oh, there's money to be made. I believe in repair boards.
Service call, out the door, I charge like $250 plus tax.
What?
Not including the service call. Reflow a solder joint. Replace a relay.
Let me see. Let me put myself in that frame of mind. Yeah, that justifies it.
Because what's your other option? You got to charge for the service call. You uninstall the board. You send it off to fixyourboard.com.
Circuit board.
Or Circuit Board Medics.
Core-Centric.
Yeah.
All the gang.
Don't use Core-Centric, by the way. Use their servicer site, servicerparts.com.
Yeah, because Core-Centric is the sales of refurbished parts. Mm-hmm. Servicersparts.com is their board repair division.
Well, I think they do it on both, but servicerparts.com is specifically for servicers. You have to apply,
get an account,
get the account, mm-hmm. and you get a discounted rate, longer warranty. and I think a faster turnaround time, if I remember correctly. But it's still, even my cost on most board repairs that I send to them is going to be $150 plus, 10, $12 shipping. And so I got to upcharge that for the customer. I'm charging them $250 for that service, plus I got to charge labor to take it out and put it back in when it comes back, plus the service call. I can just fix it right then and there and save them $100, $200 versus that whole process. And if it don't fix it, I'm not charging them for it. Service call, or I take it out and I send it off. If it's more advanced than what I can do or than what I know how to test.
Yeah.
But most of the time, it's a capacitor, it's
The
a
relay.
relay, or a bad solder joint.
Yeah, or the fuse. I done seen a couple LG boards that the fuse blows on them.
Those are super easy to test.
Brother, I got a question from one of our audience here, Saul Flores, tapping in, saying, Mike, are you shipping to your customers? Because Marcone also does blind shipping with your logo.
We have, but only if they live far away. So, we don't pay any shipping if we're transferring it out of Dallas. And that's how we do most of our stuff. If it's not in town at the local branch, then we're getting it from Dallas if Dallas has it. Free transfer. Then we pick it up, we check it in, call the customer, and tell them it's ready to pick up. Now, if they live, 30, 50, 60 miles away, then yeah, I'll offer to have it shipped to them. Pass on the shipping charge, and we'll do blind ship.
Want to send a special shout out to my brother watching, Miami Appliance. Want to send a special shout out to Richard Zilka watching. Please, ladies and gentlemen, hit the like button. We're almost wrapping up our interview here. Okay, Michael. So I broke down your whole operation. You do the repairs. How many guys you got running the repair side?
Right now in the field, only 3. We've had more.
Only 3? Wow, that's a lot, Michael.
Yeah. We've had, and I go out sometimes when the guy, when the tech needs a little extra training on something, they can't figure it out.
They got to bring in the big dogs.
They've seen something new, or, if I don't like a tech going out more than once for a callback by themselves. So, if I see that it's a callback, then I'll put myself on the schedule to go with them. I tell my CSRs, don't schedule them by themselves on a second recall. A second recall. It's like, obviously they're missing something, so I got to go out and check it out, see if it's something truly weird, or if it's just something that they're not trained enough on.
Okay.
I've had more techs, but
how much of your
you lose some.
How much of your break down your repair business volume? How much people find you organically online? How much warranty work, if you do? Break down your repair side.
So we used to be pretty heavy with American Home Shield. After we lost 2 techs, I just decided to go pretty much straight COD because A, we couldn't handle the volume, and B, there's a lot of back office work. So right now with 3 techs, we're only servicing the stuff that we sell under warranty, and then whoever calls us, we're handling their out of warranty stuff.
And you use like a search engine optimization company, or you do your own website?
I built my own website from the ground up. I did have some help optimizing it. They charge me on an hourly basis.
Hell no.
Well,
that's expensive.
Yeah, but it's better than paying every single month and they own your website.
No, I got something where they do it every single month. I pay them. They run and operate my website, but I own my website.
Yeah, you could do it both ways. But a lot of people will go to a company and they'll have them create the website, and they don't look at the fine print, and that company owns the website. So if you leave them, you're screwed. Your website's gone. So you have to start from scratch again.
Oof.
I've seen many people
Man, they
get
done
caught
shut
up in
down
that.
my
But
Google reviews, bro. They took that
or
from me. I had to fight for that back.
organic Google is the best.
Oh, of course, for free.
Get on the map pack. It's
Yeah.
number one way to get on the map pack, which is where you show up on the map
Of course.
on the search, is reviews. Have a complete as you can get it profile.
Yeah.
Um,
And active on that profile, continuously updating pictures
yep.
and when hours of operation, because they'll send me an email like, hey, it's Columbus Day coming up, are you going to be open? I always put like yes, no. I try to let Google know like I'm in the mix.
Yeah.
I'm active.
Now, if you don't have a physical location, don't make something up.
No.
Don't use a shared office space, because they'll catch that and they'll shut down your listing.
Yeah, I'm
That
not. Yeah, yeah,
happened
no,
to
no, no,
somebody I know the
no.
other day.
The proper way of doing that is you fill out the application. They send you a postcard, typically with a code. Once you get that code, you're going over to your website business profile. You input that code, and now they recognize you as a legit center.
Yeah.
But they typically want to deliver it to a hand, like a posted mailbox. Not like
Well, now you can do video verification.
Oh no, that was before my time.
Yeah, but so if you're just running service and you don't want to give out your address, Google has a way to do that. Say, there's a checkbox that you can check saying that you don't have a physical store that people can walk into, and you click that button and you outline your service territory. So, your address won't show up, but if somebody searches near your area or your service territory, you'll show up, provided you have the reviews and you're active on their Google profile.
All right, look, brother, you have a YouTube channel. Tell me about it.
Well, I'm not very active on it
Don't matter.
at all. It's
Hey,
just,
please.
I've got a couple videos of some of the gas grills that we had. I got into gas grills. I'm getting out of it.
Is there money in it?
There's money in it if you can sell it. But we ended up with one of the most premium gas grills, propane grills that you can get, called Napoleon. They're pretty spendy. They have price ranges all the way from $89 for a little mini one, all the way up to $5,000.
That's the ones I want to.
For a huge
That's the
one.
ones I want to repair.
Yeah, and we don't really advertise grills. We're not in the grill business. I thought it would sell. We've almost sold through our initial order, and it's been like 3 years. So it just moves extremely slow. So we're trying to get rid of it. We priced everything at our cost just to get rid of it.
Tell me about your YouTube channel. You got distracted.
So YouTube channel is just anything that I film for business, I put up on that channel.
What's the name of the channel?
I think it's Lubbock Appliance.
Lubbock Appliance. Ladies and gentlemen, please go on over to Lubbock Appliance. Michael, where are they? I'm wrapping up now. Where are they, STI? Would you recommend to my audience? What was your experience about ASTI? Is it worth the travel? Is it worth the investment? A lot of guys, I don't know, a couple grand to go out there. Is it worth it? What was your take on it?
So I've been going to ASTI, I think, since 2017 or 2018. The first one I went to, I think, was the best one I went to. Was more because of the location. It forced everybody to be closer together.
What was that?
It was Miami Beach.
Okay.
A hotel that doesn't exist anymore. They demolished it. I forget what it was called, but
so good. Of course, Miami's the best ASTI. Yeah. Which, by the way, 2025, Brother Beast advocating the ASTI board, and I'm beating them up. Come to Miami. Come to Fort Lauderdale. And we too have all of this. We too. Beautiful place. peace and it's not cold and none of that. Nice and warm out there.
But
Brother,
ASTI is always great. I
ASTI.
love going to ASTI.
How
You
many
learn.
ASTIs you been to?
I think this would make 8 or 9.
Woo.
And every time I go, I learn something.
Me too.
And these days, I rarely go to the technical classes. I go to a lot of the business classes.
Yeah.
But I learn the most from talking with people who are there,
Absolutely.
asking questions.
Elevator talks, grabbing a drink from the bar with a guy.
Yep. You got the brainstorming
Oh,
sessions.
I never been to those. You like those? I never been to them.
Yeah.
What are they?
So, bunch of people who are in business, and they just ask all the people around. It's an interactive discussion. And they could be run different ways. You can have round tables where you're talking about a particular thing for 10 minutes with your table, and you can have where everyone is involved in the discussion all at once. And it depends on how many people you got in there, how kind of rambunctious it gets. But you got a lot of people asking questions. You get to ask questions. You get to answer questions. Put your input, what you've done in that situation. We talk insurance. We talk employees. We talk rates. Anything and everything. If you got a question, especially one that you came here to get answered,
that's where you go.
Mm-hmm. And you get everybody's input that has experience with it. I'm probably going to be implementing it's going to take some work, but I might implement a maintenance or service agreement.
A lot of my customers ask me about that. Do you offer a maintenance or service agreement? I wouldn't even know how to properly price that.
I don't either, but I learned a lot while I was here because there was actually, one of the brainstorming sessions we talked about it, but also David Oliva and
shout out to David Oliva, my brother,
David Costanzo,
and David Costanzo, the Appliance King.
They led a session, a class on it, and kind of demonstrated theirs. They're only into it so far for like 5 or 6 months, but they're giving their experiences. They're very gracious to lead a class on that, and we talked everything over, and they got ideas from us. We got a billion ideas from them. They're kind of, I wouldn't say they're the pioneers of doing it because it's been done before, but they're doing it and they're sharing their knowledge. And that's what ASTI is all about, sharing your knowledge and having other people share knowledge with you. So I think it's a great idea. I think they've got great setups. Both of them are a little bit different. And, you can pick and choose what you want to do based off of that and what other people's input was, what other people have seen success with. And I'm going to take that back home, toy with it, see kind of what I want to do and how to price it. Going to go look at both their websites and get more direct ideas from them, steal some of their ideas.
Yeah, I would probably call like 210 home buyers warranties, Liberty Home Guard, all that.
No warranties. Not warranties. These are not warranties.
No, but that's what I was asking. That's what I was saying to you. You don't get asked that question?
No, so home warranties,
yeah,
anything with the word warranty is, some states require like an insurance license to be able to do that.
Ooh.
It's a lot of red tape. You got to hire
about
lawyers,
yeah,
everything.
I don't do it, but I was thinking about
these are like preventative maintenance or performance maintenance
packages
services.
Yeah, where you go quarterly and do their ducts.
Once a year, you charge
clean
up
their
front,
coils.
take care of that, and you give them a discount on service calls throughout the year, and a discount on labor and parts if you find something wrong, which, that's one of the reasons you're doing it, is to get into their house and to get into all the appliances, and you're doing a service. You're making sure everything's running at tip-top condition, but in order to do that, you're going to have to fix some of them. You might have bad rollers, need a dryer cleaning, need a dryer vent cleaning. Gaskets on a refrigerator door might need replaced. while you're there servicing those appliances, you can write up quotes. Say, well, these are what I found. You got a checklist here.
And some
This needs
people
replaced. This
love
needs replaced.
paying.
This is how much it would cost to fix it all. Or if you want to break it down, by appliance or by necessity, we can give you a price to fix that. And because you're a member or you have signed up for this package, you get a discount on the labor.
Brother, and I know some customers that they just love giving me their money for work. I'll be like, man, I don't know. You may not want to repair that. I think the unit will operate fine without that. No, just go ahead and fix it. Like,
Yeah.
your
They don't want to deal with it.
And I think some people just like spending money, man. In my opinion.
And here, before we sign off,
Yeah, go ahead, brother. You a boss.
is one of my things I like to preach to my techs
Mm-hmm.
and to other people who have the same issue. Don't automatically assume someone's not going to want to fix their appliance if it's going to be a high cost repair.
Mm-hmm.
Say it's a $500-$600 washer,
Yeah.
or maybe an $800 washer, and it's going to cost $400 to repair it.
Yeah.
It might be extremely convenient for them to just give you $400 and get it fixed.
Yeah.
Because what if it's a matching set?
Oh no, for sure.
No, the first thing that when a customer asks me if it's worth repairing, like on a washer, so well, it depends. Are you or your wife going to need to replace this perfectly working appliance because it's a matching set? If you're okay with a mismatch, then no, it's not worth repairing. But if you're going to have to replace this too, yes, it's worth repairing.
Yeah, nah, for sure.
But technicians especially, they don't consider the delivery and install cost. They don't consider the time they're going to have to take to go shopping, to go buy something, and the time they're going to have to wait, the time they're going to be not able to use that appliance, and the huge convenience of being able to just fix it and be done with the problem. And if you're trying to sell a repair, number one way to sell a repair is be able to fix it right then and there.
Yeah. Michael, last question, and then we're signing off. Where do I see you in 20 years? Where's your vision for your company? What's the end goal?
Oh God, hopefully retired.
Where will the company be? In your vision, where will it be in 20 years?
Well,
2 locations, 3, 10, 15
think
techs.
We'll be all over West Texas.
Good for you, Michael.
Servicing all over West Texas, have different locations.
Good for you.
That may happen, that may not. I'm going to work towards it. You can work towards it little by little every day.
Well, Michael, any final words, comments? I would like to thank everybody that tuned in tonight. Thank you for everybody's comments. Michael, go ahead and send this out. Give us your final words.
Well, I've enjoyed this interview.
Oh, thank you, Michael.
Thank you guys for your questions and for tuning in. If you got any questions, you can email me, michael@lbkappliance.com, and happy to help out. I love appliances. It's what I do. I do it in my sleep. I dream about work, and it's just not work to me. It's what I do. So if you can get behind that, if you like what you're doing every day, it's not a job. It's not work. So if you don't like fixing appliances, well, maybe it's not for you. If you like fixing appliances, this is the best thing in the world. It's one of the best jobs in the world. It's not really a job. You just get to help make people happy, get them back to their normal daily life, get paid to do it. So it's a blessing to be able to be in this position, to be able to help people, and I love doing it. So,
and there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Another episode of YouTube's premiere Off the Clock Appliance Repair Talk for Off the Clock Appliance Repair Techs. I'm your host with the most, Brother B, and you could have been anywhere in the world, but you was here with me. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening, good night, good morning, love, peace, harmony. Thank you, Michael.
Good night from Las Vegas.
Good night from Las Vegas.
Now let's get that air conditioner back on.
Sorry, boss. We gotta end this live though.